What's up, everybody? Let me make sure this is working. OBS is working! May the 4th be with each and every single one of you. Welcome to the CiottiFPV live stream of Doom! My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. You can call me Chewbacca. I've got my May the 4th shirt. I hope you all do too. If you don't, get your ass into that closet. What are we doing tonight? We're doing some things. We're doing 4 giveaways like we do every single Monday night. We are doing Q&A throughout. And we're going to see if maybe, just maybe, we can finish this GepRC Skip 3 HD. No promises, but we got the motors up on there earlier today. We got a maiden or two done. I mean, I guess you can only do one maiden, but we did a few maidens. We're making history, god damn it. Who's in chat? Looks like Big Willie FPV, Brent Vogelsang, Cement Kid, Chon Wang, Dave's FPV, Dogmouth, IMAX, watching some movies, Joe Saw, John Dyson, KD2, RDH Larry, Ken Hill, License to Drive, Mark Kunoff, Marko Danilovic, what just happened? There it goes. Mark Kunoff, Metal Dirt Skin FPV, Mr. Blair, Parts for Bent Toys, Pedro Tomei, Private Island FPV, come on, scroll better than that, YouTube. There it is. Robbie B, Sabine Sorrell, Solo FPV, Stephen Rossi, Terry Clifton, Stuck in Trees. There it is. That's the YouTube name for the night. Stuck in Trees. Done. Verserk, We Fly FPV, Will FPV, and the last one that I just saw pop in was Midrift Storm. Thanks for coming, everybody. If I missed you, you just have to get here earlier and comment. It's just the way it goes, man. Sorry. Can't call everybody all the time. My voice will go. For all the folks that were here earlier today, today was day 1 of the Quarren stream with your boy, Ciotti. And, yeah, I'm going to basically, now that I've been laid off and I don't have a job, I'm going to use daily streaming as my way of getting out of bed, essentially. And getting some, it's going to be mainly surrounding fixing and building stuff, because my backlog of shit that needs to get fixed and built is absolutely out of control. Just to give you some idea, here's the on-deck circle over here. I need to hit that button. It's hard to see, but there's the on-deck circle of repairs and builds and all that other nonsense. I think there's like 8 rigs there. There's 8 rigs diehards there. So, yeah, man, I got lots of work to do, and I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride. And, yeah, it's going to be great, and we're going to smash everything in sight. Let's get right to it. What are you guys talking about in the chat there? Let's see here. We've got License to Drive asking if I have a lightsaber. I do not. My best friend in the world, though, Brad McManus, FPV, has 2, I believe. He built one a long time ago with a legit old school like fluorescent tube, and then I think eventually he built one with LEDs too. Freelojo says, collective to the. Indeed, sir. We are the collective. This is the CiottiFPV collective. We are hive-minding shit just like the Borg all day, every day to get micros flying better. That's the main goal here. I've also got quite a bit of time and effort invested in 5-inch rigs, so those questions are also welcome. But what I'm known for is micros. 2-inch, 2.5-inch, 3-inch. It's not the size, it's how you use it. What else is in the chat? What do you guys... Roll that beautiful bean footage. Man, we are old, Brent. Crunk says, putting together his second Apex. You already know what's going in her. Deep inside of her, it must be Betaflight, because Betaflight's definitely better than Flyduino. Crunk, for anyone who's new here, has been trying to browbeat me into trying Flyduino. Kiss, again. I spent 2 or so months flying only Flyduino and Flight 1 last year during the summertime, and I just wasn't impressed by either of them. Neither of them really did anything better, in my opinion, than Betaflight, and there were quite a few things that I thought Betaflight did a lot better. But Crunked is a ninja, and now Flyduino is a lot more attainable, since we've got FETEC flight controllers and ESCs that are a little bit less, and a little bit less money, and a little bit more friendly with other gear. Although, yeah, I guess Flyduino stuff is pretty much backwards compatible, other than... But see, the big problem for me was individual ESCs. I ended up building a slammed alien so that I had arms wide enough. The rig that I fly has skinny arms, so individual ESCs will not fit on these arms unless they're the skinny ones, of which Flyduino does not make. So yeah, I'm interested. The FETEC stuff is still kind of expensive, so it's still an expensive set of electronics, which, with how hard I wreck and how often I wreck, I don't know if it makes sense for me. But my interest is piqued, and yeah, if I can, I'm gonna try it again. But Betaflight for life, people. Marley Leppo with 20 Norwegian kroner. Thank you. And the comment, playa! I think it's playa. Wilder FPV, hey buddy, long time no see. Laughing my effing ass off. Wilder and I flew, last weekend, I guess? Private Island FPV, happy Star Wars Day. Happy Star Wars Day to you, sir. And Dogmouth, threw new motors on today, used race wire this time, so much cleaner. Race wire for life as well. Speaking of race wire, let's give some sponsor shout outs. What do you guys say? Oh, first, CiottiFPV on Facebook, Instagram. Instagram's fun. Lots of fun going on over on Instagram. Do it. Patreon and here on YouTube. Hook it up. Sponsor love. TweetFPV is doing weekly now. Weekly. He's doing it every goddamn week because Dan is the man. Weekly transmitter grip tape, super secret Ciotti edition, limited run, purple and red glitter, beautiful, wonderful transmitter skateboard grip tape, lovely jams. Look at that. Come on now. Look at that purple. Look at that purple and the red. Look at the sparkles. Look at it. You guys know you want it. Head on over, hit up TweetFPV for all your transmitter grip tape needs. I am very angry that it took me this long to do these. For the longest time, I had this weird issue where the transmitter would kind of real slowly slip in my hands, and towards the end of the battery, I'd be like, or I couldn't reach like the bottom. It would slide down like this, and then by the end of the battery, I couldn't get to the bottom corners for whatever reason, and that hasn't happened since because the grip tape is violently grippy, wonderfully grippy, fantastically grippy. And yeah, it's just awesome. It's just such a cool little mod. It looks cool. It looks custom. If you don't do it, I'm going to burn your shit to the ground. All right, enough threatening, you guys. Hit up TweetFPV on Instagram or on Etsy for more info. TweetFPV. If I'm going to do the sponsor love stickers, I should fix the focus. There we go. There it is. Look at those cool stickers. If you win a giveaway, you'll probably get one of these stickers too. Here's another good one. This isn't a sponsor, but I just like this sticker. Look at that. Oh, you can't have that sticker. It's mine. Super Deluxe sent me a whole bunch of stickers, and I'm putting them in a whole bunch of the giveaway bags. So there's that, and that's awesome. Stan FPV makes wonderful ducts, and he sent a bunch over for me to test and give away. The giveaway ones are going out tomorrow. But if you guys want universal ducts to turn your existing rigs into Cinewhoops, there you go. Stan's got 2-inch, 2.5-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch, and 5-inch ducts. Hell, I think he might even have 6-inch ducts. The FPV geek, Ron DeLeos, makes the Just a Switch. JAS. If you go on Race Day Quads or Pyro Drone and search for JAS, you'll find his switch. It is a Fat Shark or any FPV goggle on-off switch. And I know that seems like a simple thing, but nobody else has done it before. And it's also got a little battery indicator on it, and it's got a couple LEDs on it. The battery indicator is sick if you're using the bigger batteries that don't have... I use the Fat Shark batteries, which have their own battery indicator, but if you're using one of the LiPos, this is pretty sick, having the little battery lights there. And then the constant on blue light is actually kind of cool too. If you're flying at night, it makes you like really visible. So like if you get lost or something, the blue light might just save you. It's really bright at night. So yeah, just a switch. JAS, get one or you're dead to me. BMC 3D, Brent makes the best TPU in the game. That's upside down. Now that's right side up. Show the man some love. You'll get the best TPU in the whole wide world. And if you want the super sick, maniacal CiottiFPV trick BMC 3D mount on your order, tell him in the notes that you want your mount to be front mount, and tell him that you want to add an extra 2 millimeters for an ND filter, and he will make your mount to that spec, so that when you're not running an ND filter, all you have to do is push the GoPro session forward and run a battery strap around here, and that will hold it in the forward position. But then if you want to run a TBS Jello Guard ND filter, which are the cheapest and best that I've found, you can just push your GoPro back by 2 millimeters, slot the filter in the front here. It's got these fantastic little flaps to hold it in, and then you run your battery strap around top, and you've got pretty much the only really secure way of, I've found at least, of holding glass, good quality, cheap ND filters. So there you go. There's another tip for you guys. I can't believe I haven't given that tip before. FPV Cycle is Kebab FPV's website. Bob Rugi is a wonderful dude doing great things for tiny little quads, and now he's going towards Cinewhoops, which will be great. Head on over to his website if you want the best toothpick, frame, motor, everything else set up that you need. There it be. And I think that about does it. Other than that, we've got GetFPV did some really cool things with me last month, so show them some love. They're my favorite US shop. And Emacs and I are working together. I actually just sent an email over to my guy at Emacs asking if he wants to get in on Motor Mayhem, which is for the month of May. I'm going to try to do motor giveaways for all of the motors for all of the giveaways. I'm good on the 5-inch side of things. Not so good on the $5 tier and the $10 tier. Speaking of, down below on Patreon in, oh my god, 11 minutes. It's coming up. In 11 minutes, we're going to do the giveaway. Here's how you get in if you're not already in. Down below is a link to my Patreon page. For $3, it's general admission. That gets you in the door, gets you access to all the good stuff there. The giveaways are the tiers after that. When you get over there, you'll see how it's set up. $5, $10, $20, $30. Those are the 4 options for you. We do 3 Patreon giveaways a week. 1 for the $5 tier, 1 for the $10 tier, 1 for the $20 tier, and then the $30 tier, those folks get entered into all 3 every single Monday. So that's 12 giveaways a month. Those folks have been cleaning up. I've been shipping them a lot of stuff. And yeah, trying to make it worth your guys' while, trying to give back to the community in any way that I can. And hey, it's fun buying stuff, right? So who am I kidding? So yeah, that's how it works. If you can get over there in the next 10 minutes, you can get in on tonight's giveaway. If you miss that cutoff, you'll be on next week's giveaway, and the week after that, the week after that, the week after that. No matter how it works, when you sign up for Patreon, you'll be entered in for the 4 next giveaways over on me Patreon page. So get on over there, support me while I'm jobless so that I don't have to live in a cardboard box. What's next? Things. Other things? What are we doing? So yeah, 10 minutes for that. Let's hammer the chat, see if I can get caught up. Cement Kid says, in the house. So, in the chat, regular chat is for you guys to talk to each other. You guys are hanging out here with me. We're all together. The chat stays with this video. 1,000 or so people rewatch these live streams over the next week or two, and the chat will follow. So fill the chat up with good info and hang out and spend time with us and everybody else. It's a big group hangout session. If you want to talk to me in the chat, though, all you got to do is type at CiottiFPV. No spaces. What that does is it lights your comment up in orange for me so that I can read it. The chat goes fast enough where I just can't read all of the chat. So if you want me to see something, you got to tag at CiottiFPV. If you see somebody else asking me a question over and over and over again and not tagging me, do me a favor, either tell them that they need to tag me or just copy and paste their comment, tag me, give them credit for it at the end, and I'll see that you tagged it. I'll thank you and I'll thank them for the excellent question, and I'll answer the damn question. What do you think about that? So that's how it works. Let's see who else tagged me. Ooh, Kind FPV with a $10 super chat. Hashtag FPV love. Kind FPV with just the perfect name. He's a kind dude. He's supporting the cause, and he's hashtagging FPV love. What's not to love? Stuck in Trees says, CiottiFPV, what's up? What's up to you? Winner of the coveted Best YouTube Name of the Night award. Dane Cuccinelli should be sleeping. He's tired. Don't go to sleep yet. You'll miss the giveaway, man. Gotta hang out. IMAX is watching movies with the Ed McMahon. Hi-oh! Mad Fisher says, what filter settings would you recommend for UR85 HD Whoop on 4.2 with RPM filtering? So go over to Mark Spatz's channel, UAV Tech. UAV Tech is his name. Drop that into YouTube. Mark has a video on tuning a Mobula 7. Watch that video, look at what his settings are, and then set yours close, and then move yours around to improve, hopefully, the tune over his, because with micros, with whoops, there's just, so with 5-inch rigs, there's been a development cycle that's been going on for about 5 years, and I can give you guys a pretty solid tune or filter setup that'll work for most 5-inch rigs. With micros, it's just not like that. The development cycle is not there yet. It hasn't had anywhere near the amount of time or effort as with 5-inch rigs. So it's really tough to just like give a blanket tune for anything that's smaller than 5-inch. So that's why I'm saying take a look at Mark's video. That Mobula 7 is about as close as you're going to get to that UR85 to get you in the ballpark, and then tweak his tune to suit. If you're having problems, hit me, CiottiFPV on Patreon, YouTube, here, the other places, whatever, somewhere. Oh yeah, click things down here too, guys. I'm supposed to tell you to do that. Apparently, if I don't tell you to do that, you won't do it. I mean, I trust you guys to do it, but I'm just doing what I'm told. Just doing what the successful people tell me to here, right? Oh wow, I'm way more behind than I thought. Okay, come on. Here we go. We're gonna get this done. 6 minutes. I lost my place in the chat. God damn it. There it is. Off Axis says hello. Hello to you, Off Axis. He's got a 3D printed lightsaber. Crunk says, go check out my daughter's pick in the Livestream Discord. Chan, I think you'll like it. All right, let's get Discord opened up here. Thanks for the reminder, Crunked. I would have forgotten to pull up Discord because that's kind of what I do. I just forget about Discord. I'm not perfect. Going over to the CiottiFPV Discord, easiest way to get onto the CiottiFPV Discord is to join Patreon. That'll get you automatically added, and it gets you all kinds of extra fun stuff. If for whatever reason you can't get on Patreon, there is a link down below to jump into this Discord thing. I don't know. What is it called? A channel? Something. Who knows what it's called? The Video Collective? No, I want Livestream Live. Nice. Dude, that's fantastic. Where did it go? It just scrolled on me. I gotta bring this up on the... I won't show the... Oh, dude, that's just too cool. Get over in the Discord to check it out. I won't put it on the stream because I don't know how to get the... whatever. I don't... Privacy. Some people value their privacy more than me, so I don't want to screw it up for anybody. Stuck in Trees says, just left Bardwell's channel. He thinks you should do YouTube full-time. We'll see, Stuck in Trees. I've got a career that pays really well. in project management that I've been in for, I don't know, 15 plus years. So it's hard. It's hard to get away from something that's really solid and something that can provide me with a pretty like set in stone kind of paycheck every single week for probably a lot more money than I'll make off of FPV. But we'll see. I don't know. Now's the time. I was talking to Joshua about it last week actually, and I said, you know, what do you think? You think I should do it? And he didn't say yes or no. He just said, well, now's the time. Now's your chance. You're unemployed, and so we'll see what happens, man. I'm doing quarantine streams every day for as long as I can manage it. In the morning, this is gonna be my way of getting up out of bed. It should be probably around noon-ish, depending on how lazy I am. But yeah, I'm gonna stream every day, and we're gonna see where that takes us. If shit blows up, maybe I'll do it full time. We'll see. It's up to the success or lack thereof, really. So we'll see what happens. Marley Leppo, 20 more Norwegian kroners. Keep on playing Chewbacca. What was that? Oh! Oh! That door is opening on its own. This shit's weird. Things just got weird. You guys can't see it, but that door just opened on its own. I'm creeped the fuck out, yo. It's not supposed to happen, man. Doors are supposed to stay shut. Thank you, Marley. You are the best. Next up, we've got Wilder FPV. Go Flight 1 if you want to roast some marshmallows. Oliver Bodwell. Best performance plus best HD. Sub 250. Beta FPV X Night. Emax 1606. Runcam Hybrid. 20 amp AIO. What do you think? The most glaring problem is that you said best HD and then you said Emax 1606. Unfortunately, the Emax 1606s are a little bit too notchy for a micro that you want to have the best HD footage on, i.e. fully jello-free footage, and they're also a little bit too notchy to get a really locked-in tune. So you're gonna want to, if you want the best performance and the best HD, you got to move away from those motors. You got to move over to a motor that's more smooth. All of these 1507s that have come out are extremely smooth, plenty smooth for what you're looking to do. The only problem with them is they're a little bit fragile. They have 2mm motor shafts, and they are heavy enough where if you put them on a rig, it's going to probably be up in the 250 gram range. And if you crash in concrete a lot, you're going to bend those motor bells pretty often. So I've yet to really find the perfect combo. The best combo that I've found is what's in the CB3s that you guys are going to see a lot of in the next couple streams here, which are, and this doesn't even have them on here, but they're the Emax 1606s, and look what my phone says. It is time for giveaways. So let's do it. Pausing the chat, I'm going to come back up to Marley Leppo's super chat, where she typed Chewbacca. That's what I need to remember. I need to remember Marley and Chewbacca. Okay, we're good. Scrolling down in the chat, what do I do now? I minimize Discord, and I do this thing over here, and 0 upside to Nachi Motors. Nachi Motors are a result of these motor manufacturers. I've been talking to Ryan Harrell from Mini Quad Test Bench quite a bit over the last 2 weeks about this. And Nachi Motors are basically because the motor manufacturers don't know what the fuck they're doing. They are just taking like standard brushless motor design and just pumping motors out with that as the motor manufacturers about. Oh damn it, we were just talking about it. What's it called? Son of a bastard. Hold on, let me look it up, because you're going to hear about this soon, and then you're going to be like, oh, that's what Ciotti was talking about. He really does know his shit. All right, where's my conversation with... Jesus, I messaged a lot of people today. There it is. All right, here's the conversation I've been having with Ryan. So he just heard back from... so it's called skewing the stator. If you skew the stator, it relieves most of the notchiness issues. And these motor manufacturers just haven't been doing it. So, yeah, it sounds like skewing the stators is possible. The big question is going to be, is it possible to do that and not have to, like, retool? If they can just do that with, like, the existing molds or whatever the fuck they're using, maybe it's CNC, whatever they're using to produce the stator and align the stator poles, if they can skew those stators cheaply, we could see a real, like, kind of... It could be a game changer for micros, because, in my opinion, the one thing that's holding micros back is the inability to get them tuned anywhere near as good as we can get 5-inch rigs tuned. So, yeah, these new 1507s, they're smooth because they went from 12 to 14 magnets. You can't go 14 magnets on some of these smaller motors, so this skewed stator thing that Ryan's been talking to me about seems like, and he says, it is the solution. So keep your fingers crossed. Ryan's on the case. I will tell you guys more as he tells me more, and hopefully soon we will have more smooth motor options. The current smooth motor options are kind of all over the place. I can't say to you, like, just get... I will say this. Oh, no, I can't say that, because a bunch of Emax's motors are very notchy. Emax has these 1306s that are not notchy. They have their 1404 Ecos that are not notchy. They have their 1407 Ecos that are not notchy. And most 5-inch motors are not notchy enough to have these problems. So I went on this rant because I wanted to stall so that I could click these buttons to get the Patreon giveaways going, but then I forgot to click the buttons. So I'm going to click those buttons now. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The stream's probably going to get a little slow and choppy. 6, 7, and 8. Okay, clicked all the buttons. Now we need to go back here, and Rotten Tomatoes says screwed as in not vertically aligned. I think spell check might have gotten you on the screwed. I don't know, to be honest. I didn't ask Ryan the specifics on, like, what a skewed stator looks like or is, but I've never forgotten to update before, so I won't again. Last week was a weird fluke. So the Patreon is officially closed for tonight's giveaways. So if you're joining Patreon right now, you'll get put on next week and the 3 weeks after that. So there you go. Right, so I need to click some buttons here. Let me grab another question to rant and rave about. Favorite 20 here, Mark Kunoff. What's your favorite 20x20 stack, ESC and FC combo these days? Down in the Big Perv wants a little. I'm not good at doing the Wookiee thing, and but that's what you get, Big Perv. Mark, down in the description, I've got the gear that I use and trust, and in there, you will see, this is a good question because I can, like, mindlessly talk through this question. You will find on the 20x20 stack side of the world, I love the Talon F4 and F7. The Talon F4 is my choice on builds where you're really limited on vertical space, or you're just trying to run a really low standoff. So that's not what I expected. Oh, okay, I got it, I see. So yeah, Talon F4 if you're trying to really slam your stack low and run really low standoffs, and then the Talon F7 if you have a normal amount of, a sane amount of room for the stack. So there's some suggestions for you there. On the ESC side of things, my favorite, which is the Speedix GS25, has been discontinued, so I actually need to find a new favorite ESC, but there is the SpeedX IS-35, which I've heard from people I trust is really good, and there's also the... I think I might have another one down there. So just refer to the thing in the place. Refer to the description below. There we go. There's some human English. All right, I got one wheel done. Jumping into the second one here. All right. This is the $10 tier. Let's get this going here. Pulling up the wheel. Copying, pasting, clearing the choices, and copying, pasting, replacing choices. There we have it. All right, cool. 2 down, 1 to go. Let's go over here and click this. And CSV. Hook a brother up. Kick out that CSV Chrome. Hey, thank you for that. And there we are. Get this put on the third wheel. And clear this wheel out. Here we go. Oh, and I just thought of a really good way of preventing myself from not updating these in the future, so that's good. And then we've got one more. We've got the $30 tier. Let's kick that CSV out here, and woo! You guys are killing it on that tier. I guess the secret is out that the $30 tier gets you lots of cool stuff. So let's get that tier added to all 3 of the others, and we will be good to go. All right, first wheel is done. Second wheel just deleted everything. No, it didn't. There we go. Second wheel is done. Third wheel is also done. So let's do some goddamn wheel spinning, people. Oh, I need to increase the size. This is basically how I'm going to prevent myself from forgetting in the future. New size, apply wheel changes, second wheel, advanced options, 1200 diameter. I guess I snoozed instead of stopped the alarm on my phone. Apply wheel changes to the second wheel, third wheel coming up, advanced options, 1200 diameter, and apply wheel changes. We're ready. I hope you guys are ready, because it's time. It's time! Who's that? Bruce Buffer? I click this button, I click this button, I click OBS, this button. Hopefully it doesn't kill my mic. It did not. I click over here, I click on this. $5 tier coming up. Tonight's prize is, I don't know. I was working on I do know. Hold on, I got it. I knew there was something that I didn't finish, and it was this tier. This toothpick tier is going to be a set of toothpick motors. I just have to find them. Was it going to be these? Was it these? 1, 2. How many are in here? 1, 2, 7? Why 7? What? Why 7? Why are there 7 in here? Alright, well, it's going to be a set of 5? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why? Why 7? What? These are 1202 6300 kV. And these are made by RC in Power. Screw it. I can't do like 4 and 3, so you're getting 7. Somebody's getting 7 1202 6300 kV murders. Let's see who it's going to be. Who's going to win? It's going to be blue. Shane Tyndall has won 7 1202 6300 kV motors. Congratulations, Shane. Let me write your name down and clean up the huge... Oh, wait. Okay, so you're not going to win 7. You're going to win 4, because I just found an 8th. Sorry, brother. All right, so you get 4. I was gonna say, what in the hell? So there we go. Okay. I do need to do a thing real quick. I need to write down the size and the KV because I don't think it says it on the bell, and it does not. Okay, stand by. 1 second here. Ooh, maybe a future giveaway. Ooh. All right, hold on. I need to write down Shane's info. I need to, well, just his name. And I need to write down other things with my face. Okay, so 1202 6300 KV. Okay, cool. That's all I needed to do. Just wanted to make sure I didn't forget. And back into the giveaway bag. These 4 go. And on this little guy, I'm going to write down Shane's name and 1202. As a reminder, Shane, Tyndall. Shane, I will shoot you a message over on Patreon when I'm ready to ship your stuff. 1202 6300. Awesome. Congrats again, Shane. You're going to have some stuff coming to you eventually. It's going to be soon. I swear to God, guys. I'm getting everything shipped out. I got 10 things, I think, shipped out today. So don't beat me with a stick too bad. Unless I deserve it. Then beat away. Okay. Big mess. Cleaning it up. Moving. And we're good. Next up, we've got the $10 tier, which is 3-inch micro brushless stuff. This is the wheel for that one. This is the button that I think I need to hit. Let's see if the hotkeys are working tonight in OBS. They are. Wow. Thanks, OBS. You're functioning as you're supposed to. What a treat. Who's this one going to be? It's going to be 4 GepRC 1105 5,000 or 6,000? 5,000 kV. Oh, because this is Motor Mayhem. This month is May, so we're going to try to do Motor Mayhem. And it's going to be great. I think I already said that. Okay, we're good. Whew! Thought I forgot. Here it comes. Next wheel. Coming up. Who shall it be? Round and round that big silly colored bastard goes. Jay Staller pulling it out. Getting the win. Jay, I'm going to write your name down. Congratulations. And then I'm going to message you on Patreon when I'm good and ready. And I'll get your address and your social security number. And then I will open many accounts in your name. I hope you don't mind. 1105 5,000 to you, sir. Next, we've got the big old 5-inch. Oh, I forgot to do the proof of life. Okay, so here's the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick tier proof of entry. Everybody that's in Patreon, your name is going to be on here. You got to check it yourself. You guys can rewind in this stream. I cannot. So, yeah, if you want to make sure that you're being entered into these giveaways, there you go. Here is the 3-inch micro brushless tier proof of life. There you go. Give it a half a second. Next page down. There you go. And for the 5-inch giveaway, here you guys go. Proof of entry right there. And next page. Good to go. Now we do the thing. We click the wheel and we hit the donkey. It's not a donkey. What is it, a mule? No, it's a goat. It's a goat. It's a screaming goat. Looking like Patrick Scott, taking the prize. I didn't even show you guys what it was because I got so excited. Patrick Scott, you just won yourself a 5-pack of Emax RS 2207 2300 kV motors. These are the motor, well, not 2207. I think he runs 2306, but these Emax RS2s are the motors that Gapit runs, Travis Sampson. So if Gapit runs them, they must be damn good. So there you go, man. I will get this out to you as long as I write your name down here in a second. And then we will get going on the Super Chat giveaway, which is going to be our 4th giveaway and last giveaway for the night. But I need to write Patrick's name down right now, or else. Patrick Scott, 2207. What KV did I say? Oh, Patrick, if you are... so these are 2300 kV, so these are like 4S, 5S. If you're 100% 6S, let me know and we'll figure something out. I hope I was on the right camera. Yeah, let me know. Okay, Patrick Scott, 2207. 2300. Thought that's what it was. 2300. There we go. One little space left for the Super Chat giveaway. So, here's the deal. Let's get this. Here's the wheel for the Super Chats. I'm going to clear it out. And here's how it works. We're going to do a $3 buy-in for the Super Chat giveaway. Here's how it works. If you do a Super Chat for $3, you'll get put on the wheel once, $6 twice, $9 3 times. I hope I don't have to keep going. As many, you can send me as much money as you want. Every $3 that you send, get you put on the wheel one time. And tonight's prize is going to be a wonderful set of CiottiFPV Super Secret Ciotti Purple and Red grip tape transmitter grips that Tweet is going to send you. And then I'm going to send you 6 sets of GemFan Flash 5149 propellers. These are my current favorite high-pitch prop. They're lightweight, they're efficient, and they go fast as hell. These are what I use on my Dolphin mid-long-range rig. And then you're also going to get a set of Tiny's LEDs. Oh, that's the sponsor I forgot. Sorry about that, brother. Tiny's LEDs, another wonderful sponsor of the live stream here. He hooked us up with a whole bunch of his race wires and regular just feed VBAT to them, and they're bright as hell LEDs. And I got this awesome little kit that I'm going to send you along with the GemFan props, and then Tweet is going to hook you up with the grips. So, let's see what's going on in the chat, because I need to start adding names. Look at me, man, ripping through these giveaways in like less than 20 minutes almost. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Shit's getting a little smoother. Daniel Maurer, Remy Tim is just going for it. Going in for $6. Didn't even know what the prize was. That's how hardcore that guy is. Man. Just doing it. Doing it, that Remy. Doing it, that Timmy Rim. So Daniel gets put on the wheel twice because he did $6, right? Remy. Tim. Copy. Paste. There he is. He's on there twice. Wilder FPV sends $15. 5 spots indeed, sir. Wilder is going for it. He wants him some stuff. Let's get him on the board. Let's get him on the wheel, rather. 3, 4, 5. There it is. He's coming out guns blazing tonight. Market Zero's going in twice. Thank you, Market Zero. Thank you, Mark. I assume your name's Mark, right? I think we've spoken on Facebook before. And I mean, it would make sense if your YouTube name is Market Zero. It just kind of makes sense. Ravi Shankar. Ravi Shankar. Really? Wow. You're here? You're in FPV? Jesus. $2.99. Getting in. There we go. You are on the wheel, Ravi. And first person to name the movie that Remy Tim just quoted gets a free entry on the wheel. First person. I like this because it's not my delay. It's just somebody could have just quoted it. There you guys go. If you're broke, you at least need to know movies, and you need to know that quote that Remy Tim. Boom! Copter 612 gets it first. Ooh, Crunk, you were close, bro. Copter with a free entry on the wheel with that juicy movie knowledge. Wow, a bunch of you guys know it. Unbreakables, Ben Watkins. Unbreakables. I don't know if I've even seen that movie. Typo. No, it wasn't the typo, Crunked. Copter got in before you. At least on my chat, he got in there before you. So Copter with the free entry. Whiplash FPV getting you on there. FPV. All right, Whiplash, you are up. I think I missed somebody. Big Willie is in 3 times. Let's get him on there. Big Willie style. In once, in twice, in 3 times. And I got to get the rimmiest of Tims on here one more time. There he is. All right, let's keep going. And then we did Whiplash, and we got Night Train with $5, which gets him 1 2/3 of an entry. Night Train, $1 more, and I'll get you on the wheel a second time. Night Train, FPV. I'm assuming he's going to send $1 more, so I'm just going to put him on the wheel a second time. And we've got You Want Robert getting in the game with $3. You Want Robert is in. And Dave's FPV says, do another free entry, but let me win. I just spent all my money on motors. But the legend of the rent was way hardcore. All right, I think we're good. And it's slowing down, so I'm going to close it up in 10 seconds. I can't do that because of the delay. But I'll give it another 30 or so seconds. Metal Dirt Skin getting in the door. I'm glad I waited. Metal Dirt Skin. I did a very strange series of capitalizations and spaces on that one, but it's okay. There's no rules here. There's no crying. All right. Metal Dirt Skin might be the last one. If you want to get in on this, you better hurry. Patreon giveaways are done, Billy D. I'm banging them out. It's 10:30. My alarm goes off. Scarecrow, if you're... Oh, did I owe you one? I owed you one, didn't I, Scarecrow? From last week? I think I remember that. Scarecrow FPV is in. Thank you for the reminder, sir. Dark Sagan is getting in the door. Dark... Oh, wow. I just can never type. Dark Sagan is in. And I think Dark Sagan might be it. Solo, did I owe you, or did I miss your thing in the place? Solo with $9. Did I get you in there? How the hell did I miss you? All right, I got to go top to bottom again. I knew that was going to happen. Solo is in with $9 for 3 times. Thank you for that rewinder. Great reminder. Solo, copy, paste. Okay, and I need to go top to bottom because I definitely missed a couple. Oh, I see it, Scarecrow. Okay, I see it. Weird, man. The way that YouTube scrolls the popped out chat window really sucks a big bag of donkey dicks. Okay, so we got Remy twice. We got Wilder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It's probably a good practice for me to do this every time before I actually hit the button. Market Zero we got twice. And then we've got Ravi Shank. Whoa, wow, it skipped a whole bunch. Holy hell. Okay, Scarecrow, you're in there twice. I got you in there once. Here comes number 2. Number 2. All right, Scarecrow's on there a second time. The old Scarecrow boat. What show's that from? No free entry, but I'll be impressed. Scarecrow boat. That is a good one. That's a hard one. I have faith in you guys, though. Scarecrow FPV is now on there twice. He was after Market Zero. Market Zero is on there twice. Awesome. Solo. Just got you in there 3 times. Perfect. Ravi Shankar, I got you in there once. Let's just make sure. Yep. And then Remy, I got you in a second time. And then we got Big Willie 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me show you guys this screen so that you can self-check. Okay, Big Willie 3 times. Whiplash, you're in there once. There you are. Cool. And Night Train FPV, I got you in there twice because I'm assuming you're to send an extra $1. Awesome. You Want Robert. Did I get you in there once? Yes, I did. Metal Dirt Skin, I think you're in there once. Yes, you are. And then Dark Sagan, I know I added you. There you are. And Private for Dave's FPV. So, okay. I'm just going to assume that you want me to put Dave's FPV on the wheel, Private Island. If it's not the deal and you win, we'll figure it out. Dave's FPV. Oh, was Dave's FPV? Nice. Good on you, Private Island. Dave's Private Island's got your back, brother. You guys are fucking great. All right, cool. And Tiago, do I owe you 2 from last week? Is that the deal? I wrote it down somewhere here, but this has been the last week of my life has been a hot goddamn mess. Yeah, so let me know who I owed. Parks and Rec. Damn, you guys got it quick. 1, 2, 3 people in a row. All right, you guys are as bad as I am. And Tiago. Yeah. Tell me 2 from last week, Tiago. Okay, done. Tiago does so much that I should put him on the wheel every week for like 15 times. Tiago R. 2 times. Bing, bang, boom. I wrote it down and I put it here, but it's not here anymore. I remember writing it down. I remember putting it there. So I think we're good. Here's the proof of whatever. Hopefully OBS is on the right window. Yes, it is. So there you guys go. Any screw-ups, and I'll forget to fix it next week. Here we go. Spinning the wheel. And, oh wait, no, I gotta go advanced options. Oh, look at that. It's already on 1200. Applying wheel changes. Getting the goat ready. Scrolling down. Going full screen. Who shall it be? Round and round it goes. I think it's going to be Big Willie style. And I was right. There it is, Big Willie style. Getting those 3 entries, taking over a 3 chunky ball sack of the board. And it gets the win. Big Willie style, here's the deal. You got some work to do, sir. You need to reach out to CiottiFPV. Tell him that you won the transmitter grips. Tell him what color you want. You should definitely get purple. You can get black, though, if you're boring. You need to tell him what transmitter you've got. First and last name, address, phone number, whatever he needs for the tracking info. He will send you out the grips. And then you need to reach out to me on Patreon. So you can get CiottiFPV on... you can talk to him on Instagram or Facebook. Instagram, he seems to prefer. For me, you can hit me wherever. Facebook, Instagram, CiottiFPV. You need to tell me the same stuff. You need to tell me that you won tonight. Do me a huge favor and tell me that you won the Tiny's LEDs pack and the 6 bags of GemFan 5149s. That'll just make my life a little bit easier. Congrats, brother. You win, sir. Big Willie Styles. Just style. And this is LED and Gem Fan. There we go. I wrote it down. So you're good to go. This marks the end, unfortunately, of the GemFan 5149s. We're going to have lots of other wacky props coming up soon, but I have officially burned through all the 5149s, which is sad because they're a really good prop. But you guys can still buy them. I just don't have any left. I got a whole bunch of them, and I got a pretty good deal on them because I bought so many. And yeah, we finally managed to get through them. They lasted a hell of a long time. Way longer than I would have thought. Let's come back here, and I am going to scroll back up in the chat. Let me see if I can stop hitting the wrong thing here on the old computer, you know. Drop that down there. Marley Lepo's not playing, just sending 20 more Norwegian kroner because Marley's awesome. Ben Watkins, have you tried the R42s yet? I have not, but one of the builds in the on-deck circle is right here. And see that blue? That's them. I'm looking forward to trying them. I have the 42s and the 38s. This is going to be the race rig with the RunCam hybrid. I'm excited to build this, but scratch builds take me a long time because I spend a lot of time kind of planning them out and making sure that I get everything in like the perfect spot. So yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit on that scratch build. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish repairs before I get into the scratch builds. Make that 6. All right, guys, let's go back up in the chat. And I got to find the Chewbacca Marley Lepo comment. Bang, there it is. Found it right away. Wilder FPV says, go Flight 1 if you want to roast some marshmallows. So I was a little bit beyond that. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. We're good. So, Oliver Bodwell, we talked about that. If you have any other questions, tag me again, and we'll keep the discussion going. Crunk says, Crunk's got like 10 Betaflight quads too, and they all fly way better than his KISS quads. He messaged me that on Facebook just now. He said he's just perpetuating the KISS myth to mess with people. Paulie Lee FPV, Betaflight for life, even though he typed live. Big Willie FPV, thank you for playing my video earlier. Sorry I missed it. I watched the replay. I guess I flip and roll too much. It's interesting, right? When you watch your own stuff, there are things that'll jump out at you and be like, what am I doing? LOL, some new Cinewhoop footage coming this weekend. Very cool. Right. KD2RDH Larry, can you threaten me into buying a new 75mm class quadcopter, and which one should it be? What's 75mm? Is that 3-inch? 75mm in inches. Tell me what the answer is, Google. 2.95. What do you have now for 3-inch rigs, Larry? Because so if you don't have a toothpick, I guess you should build one of those, because they do fly great and they're low danger and you can fly them in a lot of places. If you want to build something heavier than that, I shouldn't say heavier, I should say more durable, because that's really the truth. If you want something more durable, follow along with, I'm going to be repairing 3 CB3 builds this week, hopefully. And that's really my preferred 3-inch build. The frame, the CB3 frame, is not really available, but as I mentioned last week, if you go to the Rotorius FPV Underground and bug the shit out of Eckhart, that'll speed him up in getting the version 4 of the CB3 hopefully done, called the Ripper. All of you other guys, if you want the best durable 3-inch frame that's going to be in existence, go over to, just go to Facebook, type in Rotorius to the search, ROTORIOUS, and you'll find the Rotorius FPV Underground group, and just go in there and just bombard the shit out of them, saying, you know, hey, where's the Ripper? Where's the Ripper? Where's the Ripper? Give me a CB3. I need a Ripper. I need a CB3. I need a Ripper. If we bug Eck enough, he will get them cut, and he'll bug Jack to get the designs done, and then we'll have this wonderful, amazing frame that'll change everything. 2+ years in the making. So do it, and then we'll have it, and then the 3-inch dilemma will be solved, because it'll just be like, you want this frame, you want Emax 1306s or RCX 1306s, you want Gemfan 3028s, you want Talon F7, you want either the Runcam Hybrid or the Tarsier V2, you want the GS25, which no longer exists, so I need to figure out another ESC option for you guys. Probably going to be the Speedix IS35. Boom! And of course, your receiver and VTX of choice. I like the Eachine Nano, and either the Crossfire Nano or the RXSR. What do you guys think about that? So there's your threat, Larry. Do it or die. Cement Kid says the PowerPlay DVR has an off switch too. I didn't even realize that. I thought I assumed that the power out was just constant on the PowerPlay, but that's good. It's got a little green button on it that also controls its power and its output power. That's pretty cool. Realistically, though, I've spent some time with the immersion PowerPlay mounted on the back of my goggles, the way that they kind of like want you to do it. And it sucks, dude. I hate having it back there. It makes the back of the goggles heavy. It's like this big chunk of plastic back there. I don't like it. What I did was I almost flipped over in my chair. That would have been fucking internet gold. I spent a few dollars and got a 3-foot, 1 meter right angle to regular, not right angle, straight, I guess that would be, video cable from Amazon so that I can plug the right angle into my goggles, so it's like as low profile as possible, and then I drop the straight end down my shirt, and then I plug it into the audio, the AV in on this, and I just throw it right in my pocket. And it just goes right in my pocket. I can reach in there, and this is what turns the DVR off and on. And yeah, I just don't use this for power. Mainly because they, to keep the form factor where it's at, they used a little bit of a smaller cell. This is an 18500 rather than an 18650, and they're only 1400 mAh. So, yeah. Do with that as you may. This is my backup battery, though. This is now taking the place of screen, DVR, and my backup battery in case the Fat Shark battery. So on my goggles, I know you guys ask about what my gear setup is a lot, and I don't really talk about it too much. On my goggles, I run the Fat Shark specific battery, which I really love because it has this little USB 2, micro USB 2 port on it for charging. So I can plug this in like damn near anywhere when I get home from flying to charge it. And it's just kind of part of my routine. Get home, drop the bag, pull the goggles out, plug it into one of the million little micro USBs that I have floating around the apartment. Leave these sit. It's got a little red light on it. When the red light turns off, it's fully charged. One full charge on this battery will last like 30 plus batteries. So like if I remember to charge this, I never have to think about it. It's always fully charged for a full session. If I forget to charge this though, it'll usually last like a short session. If I do a really long session, second session with it, it'll usually run out before the end, and that's where I'm gonna then have this guy. So yeah, kind of a great little setup there. The big theory, the big reason that I wanted this was for the DVR. The quality of the DVR in this is better than pretty much anything other than the Orcas, I guess. So for tiny whoops and for toothpicks that don't have onboard recording, this is about as good as it's going to get to get some actual quality footage out of it. So yeah, that's how my setup has evolved recently. Gapman FPV hopes that I am well, and I am. So your hopes have come true, Gapman. Thanks for the kind words. And let's scroll down. So, all right. Chat is going to take a minute here to get caught up. So, here we go. Parts for Brent Toys on my wing. I set up a new Emax 30 amp Lightning ESC with no BEC. I used 5-volt UBEC to supply the juice to the RX, but I get nothing, no beeps. Do I need to reflash the ESC? That's weird. So I'm assuming 5-volt UBEC is an external BEC. Put a multimeter on the input pads of that BEC, and then on the output pads of that BEC. I feel like maybe that BEC is not working, but that'll let you know if the BEC is not working, and then if the BEC is working, your receiver might have blown up, I guess. So hook the receiver up to like a build or something, and it's an interesting problem. Hit me on Instagram or Facebook if that doesn't work. But sounds to me like that external BEC might be dead. I don't know anything about using our ESCs on wings. I would assume that they would just work. I mean, it can't hurt to reflash the ESC, so yeah, might as well do that as well. Noid FPV says, "Hey bus to you." Oh, hey bud, hey bud to you back, Noid. And it did work. Yeah, you tagged me and it worked. See, I saw it. It took me a while, but I did see it eventually. Dark Sagan says, "What's up? What's up to you, Dark? Thanks for coming by." Salmon Fry says, "Keep it bumpin', boss." I will, Salmon. Why do I say salmon? Why not? Why not say salmon? Big Perv. Hey, there we go. There was the Wookiee Holler request from Big Perv. I did the worst Wookiee Holler in the world. Hope you guys don't mind. Mark Kunoff. We talked about the favorite 20x20 stuff. All right, we're getting caught up. Private Island SPV switched from the $20 to $30 tier finally. Thanks for the love, Private Island. I hope you win tons of stuff. You didn't win tonight, but maybe you'll win next week. And then the week after. License to Drive says, who are you going to call? Me. If you join the $50 tier. Ooh, sick. What's the word? Not burn. Segue. Segue is the word. Son of a bitch. $50 tier. You get my goddamn phone number. What do you think about that? Just in case you didn't know that that tier existed. If you want to prank call me in the middle of the night and just hurl insults at me, or call me for FPV info, $50 tier, that'll get it. So that's who you're gonna call. License to Drive, me. Cement Kid says it was the Force. Oh, it was. Oh, that's who you gonna call? Ghostbusters because of the closet. Got it. We got there. Will FPV says, have you been flying 1S baby tooth builds? I have not. I've been down this path of 1S, 2S, 3S, 4S in micros. 1S and 2S I kind of moved away from eventually as I wanted more and more power. That was back in 2017. Now the electronics have shrunken and these 1S baby tooth builds are incredibly light. I'm interested, but I'm not interested enough to buy a whole new set of batteries. One thing that I try to do with so many different micros floating around is I try to build them so that the batteries that they need can be used in like at least one other build of mine. And the 1S baby tooths, like those 600 mAh 1S batteries, like that's it. You can't use those on anything. You can't use those on a Whoop. You can't use those on any other micro. So that's why I've kind of been staying away from them. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I can't guarantee that I'll ever do it because of that fact. All the other builds that I have, there's at least like, so the good example is the Emax Tiny Hawk Race 2 that they sent me for review. Review will be upcoming this week. It'll be a live stream. That rig can use a all-in-one 2S 450, all-in-one as in like one battery, right? Or it can use two Tiny Whoop batteries because they put a little double PH 2.0 connector jib jab on it. So yeah, like that's awesome. It can use multiple different batteries, and I just, like I said, I try to do that across the board. Like when I build a rig, I try to either already have a set of batteries that I can run on it, or yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on the 1S Baby Tooth thing. I am curious, but I don't know. More to come. Market Seer with a $2 super chat asking durable props for Nazgul 5 6S. Couple of choices. So I assume that's their 5-inch rig. The most durable, period, point blank, HQ props. Like, just done. The lighter the HQ prop and the lighter the prop in general, the less durable. So when you look at, like, Steel's HQ props, those are the lightest of the HQ props. They're going to be the least durable. So that's where I would say I would call the S3, S4, S5s the beginning of the durable props. And then if you just want to increase your durability, you're going to go to the HQ 5.1 props. And as the pitch goes up, the durability goes up. As the pitch goes up, the blade of the prop begins to tilt more and more and more. So when that happens, the hub gets a little bit thicker, and they also tend to make the blades thicker themselves. So that's what I would do. I would like start at the S4. That's a good starting point for you. If the S4 is not durable enough, go up to the HQ 5.1 by 3.6. That's the next step up in durability. And then you can go to the HQ. Well, then you can kind of split it. There's the HQ 5.1 by 4.1. There's also the new HQ 5 by 4.3 V2S. So those two are kind of interchangeable. I think the 5.1 is going to be a little bit more durable for you. And then, yeah, just keep going. Just keep going up in pitch to get more and more and more durability on the HQ props. I don't know if I can call any of the Gem Fan props or the Dow props. The Dow 5146s are pretty durable, but the equivalent HQs of that same pitch are even more durable. And then there's like the Azure props. They're not really durable either. So yeah, man, HQ props. If you want durability, done. That is the name of the game. Wilder FPV, good question. Patrick Ruan had, what's the upside to Nachi motors if there is any? Awesome. Thanks for copying and pasting that, Wilder. And I think we already talked about that. No upsides to Nachi motors. The other thing that the notchiness of a motor kind of tells you is how powerful the motor is. So I guess you could kind of say that that's an upside, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can make just as powerful of a motor, according to Ryan Harrell, with less notchiness, just by working with. So here's basically what's happening. You've got stator. I'm going to describe this horribly, but so on the, let's say these are the three. Not everybody has had a motor opened to know what it looks like on the inside, so let's grab a motor and take it apart. All right. I'm going to go full beans. I'm going to pull focus, and here's a motor. This is a Zing 1507. This is one of the rare micro motors with 14 magnets. This is what the stator looks like. This is what the bell looks like. Those little slots in the bell are magnets. Those magnets interact with the slots here, which are the stator poles. And then the windings are what pass the current through this. So there's an interaction between these magnets on your right and these stator poles on your left. The interaction of the number of magnets here and then the number of stator poles, as well as the gap between them, that is what gives a motor its smoothness or notchiness. And if you just, like, from what Ryan was saying, like, if you just Google, how do I make a motor, and, like, read the fucking, how do I make a brushless motor, and read whatever, it just tells you the most basic way of doing it. And from what he's saying, it sounds like that's what these guys are doing. They're just taking a shot in the dark of this just basic motor design and giving no thought to the fact that we're flying these vibrators. The motors have a hard enough time being balanced without this notchiness problem, generating extra vibrations. So you just have to give some thought to how the stator poles, the number of stator poles you're going to put in there, the number of magnets you're going to put in there, the gaps between them, things like that. You have to do a little bit of R&D to make a motor that's going to spin smoothly. And it just seems like they're not doing that. These manufacturers are just blasting motors out to try to, make a buck. And every once in a while, it seems like they happen to stumble onto a spacing and a number of stator poles versus magnets that is smooth. One of the other things that helps with smoothness is using less powerful, less thick magnets. As you can probably guess, that has a lot to do with the power. Less magnetism, less power. So right now, there's a sacrifice. If you want a shitload of power, you can either go with these fragile ass 1507s, which got around the smoothness issue by going up to 14 magnets, and it seems like someone gave some thought to the design of these motors because they are really smooth. They are legitimately very smooth. The other way to get smooth motors is to look for old motors, because old motors, like these old Raceflight 1407s that are beautifully smooth, they used thinner magnets and they used less powerful magnets. There are two main types of magnets, N52s and N48s. These old motors almost always were using N48s, so that's one of the big reasons why they're so smooth. Most of the newer motors are using N52s, and that's where a lot of these problems started. That happened about 2 years ago. When I first got into it, tuning micros was fine, and then all of a sudden, as the power went up, the ability to tune these things went to hell, and then I noticed that these new motors were all very notchy, and that's when sort of the wheels started turning, and here we are today. So there's a big old rant about motors. More info than you guys probably ever wanted to know, but there you go. All right. Oliver Bodwell with a $5 Canadian dollars super chat. Thanks for the info. Thank you for the excellent question, Oliver, and the super chat. You rule. Rotten Tomato. Skewed. Okay, yeah, we talked about that. Skewed as in not vertically aligned. I think I saw somebody that might have put a little definition of skewed stators, which is good because I've been meaning to look it up and I just keep forgetting. Get a little more kicker in here. Yeah, there we go. I went blue for some R2-D2 love. All right. So let me see if I can find that chat post. Ooh, here it is. Flacky, I haven't seen that name before. I think you're new. Thanks for coming. It looks like skewing the stator means to arrange the coils in a slant. It kind of looks like rifling in a barrel. So, okay. The whole rant about the... I completely forgot. So, all right. So you've got these straight up and down... the stator poles are straight up and down, right? And then the magnets in there are straight up and down as well. So that's why there are points in any motor's rotation where the... how am I going to describe this? So you've got two vertical stator poles and a magnet out here. There's going to be a point where the magnetism in between these stator poles and the magnetism in between each one of the magnets on the bell is strongest and is least strong. And that's where that notch comes in. And by skewing the stator poles and making them, it sounds like, a little bit vertical, a little bit diagonal, you're not going to do that same thing with the motor, with the magnets. So that's going to soften that gap, right? Because it's not going to be just a straight line and a straight line on the stator and on the bell. It's going to be a little bit slanted or skewed, it sounds like here on the stator poles, to soften that gap, that area where we go from maximum magnetization to minimum magnetization, which is where you get that notch. And on some of these motors, the notches are like mega. I mean, like it will like fall. It almost feels like it's a physical gear that's like slotting in. It's really kind of crazy how violent these defined notches are. And so that's another reason why you can tell that these 1507s had some actual development. The notches are very small. They have these tiny little notches to them, and that helps as well. It's impossible to see that, but if you have a couple different sets of motors, sit there with them. Take the prop off. When the prop is on, it really masks the notchiness. Take the prop off and just sit there and spin it by the shaft, because that makes it like the most obvious. And you'll probably start to see what I mean about certain motors being more and less notchy than others. All right, here is where the Tiago says because 7 is a power number. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Easy FPV is here. What's up, Easy? William Barlow, can I use my credit card to become a Patreon? Absolutely. A patron, or is it through PayPal or something like that? It can be through PayPal, but you can also use your credit card direct. Sorry I didn't see that question in time for tonight's giveaways, William. Remy Tim dropping the link to Patreon. Thank you for that, brother. Oh, it looks like Remy Tim answered your question too. Thank you, Daniel. And here we go. Okay, so there are the super chats rolling in. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. And Solo, Tiago, Solo, here we go. Getting there, getting there, getting there. YouTube did the thing again. The chat zipped to the bottom, scrolling back up. And hey, there we are. Ben Watkins asking about the R42s, and then Wilder FPV saying he currently likes the GemFan 5146s. That is a great prop. They are somewhat durable, but again, the HQ 46 pitch is going to be more durable than the GemFan 5146. I'm not the biggest fan of the GemFan or the Dow 516s because it's a little bit too much pitch for me. I fly as low of a pitch as I possibly can because that gives you the maximum amount of throttle resolution in the middle and the low part of the throttle. That's where I spend most of my time, trying to get really close to things, trying to fly really close to the ground. Basically, the less pitch, the more throttle resolution, the more sensitivity that you're going to have on that throttle stick. The higher the pitch, the more top-end speed that you're going to have. So if you just want to cover a shitload of ground, go really fast, fling yourself up really high into the sky, go for as much pitch as your ESC will take, and there you go. Dave's FPV, what do you think about the Korea TOA motors, not the lights? Just got 5 for 158. I've heard wonderful things. Max Beamer on Instagram and here on YouTube did a big review of a bunch of the new current motors, and his favorites were the Korea TOAs. I'm interested in the TOA lights. I'm in a spot where I'm about to run out of the 5-inch motor that I've been using for the last 2 years, which is T-Motors 2306, which is the F40 Pro 2, and I'm going to have to move to a new motor. It's basically a toss-up between the Emax Eco 2306 and the TOA lights. With my newfound little budding relationship, let's say, with Emax, I'll probably lean towards the Emax Ecos, but I am still kind of interested in those TOA lights, or TOA, whatever the hell it is. Maybe I'll snag a set just to try them, just to make sure I'm not missing out on this amazing motor. But yeah, those regular TOAs are supposedly really good. Max Beamer is a great pilot, and I trust what he has to say. He's done a lot of testing, and yeah, good dude, great pilot. That's what those are. I really only listen to reviews and advice on products from pilots who are better than me. And pilots who've also done a good amount of testing, who, when they do the reviews, they don't just say, this is great, you guys should get it. They go into a little bit more depth and say why it's great. When you've spent a whole bunch of money on something, placebo will kind of kick in a little bit, as well as not Dunning-Kruger. Confirmation bias will kick in. Thank you, Kristen. And your brain will convince itself that it's awesome. Because if it sucks, then you're going to feel like a shithead that you just wasted a bunch of money. So typically when you spend a bunch of money on a new set of motors and you go fly them, your brain's going to be like, fuck yeah, these are awesome. It's important to just try to kind of put that aside and back to back the new thing with the current thing. And it's an even better scenario to blind test it. Have someone in your life build 2 identical rigs if you can, and have someone in your life plug one of them in for you that you don't know which one it is, and see if you can figure out which motor it is. You can do this like multiple days. You can have like 2 rigs, and I can walk up or even if you just have 1 rig. I guess you couldn't do it with 1 rig. How could you do it with one rig? You'd have to have a friend who knows how to solder that you can give the rig to with both sets of motors. So you would put one set of motors on, you'd give him the rig, and you would tell him either swap the motors or don't swap the motors, don't tell me, and don't let me see it. And then you got to go out and fly with that person. He can't let you see the rig. He's got to walk away from you, plug it in, put it down, and you've got to fly it, and you've got to figure it out. And then he's got to take that rig home with him, or her, because I don't see life through that lens. Dan Harmon. And then he's got to do it again. And you got to tell this person, like, look, maybe don't change these. Maybe just give this back to me twice with the same motors, but don't tell me that. That's really the only way to truly compare. Confirmation bias is a real thing. It's a real problem in politics, actually. If you guys want something cool to read up on confirmation bias. It's super interesting. It's like it's a survival mechanic in our brains. Basically, our brains are looking for patterns. When we're out hunting mice to eat in paleo times, if mice run the same route over and over again, our brains have developed to see that pattern. Our brains are very good at seeing patterns. And it all kind of rolls into this thing called confirmation bias, which is, for lack of... So the 10-second version of confirmation bias is... if you already believe something, it's your brain is going to make it reality, and it's going to make it truth. This is one of the biggest problems with a two-party political system. If you're a Democrat, you're gonna be a Democrat. If you're raised a Democrat, I should say. If you're raised a Republican, you're gonna sort of just be a Republican. Your brain is like genetically and it is wired to have this bias in its confirmation, and that confirmation is basically that what you already knew is true. So in this case, with buying motors, your brain is, I guess it's not 100% confirmation bias, but it definitely factors in quite a bit. So there you go. There's something fun for you nerds like me to read up on if you want even more insight into how our fucked up ass brains work, because they are effed up. They're effed up because because evolution has developed our brains mainly in like hunter-gatherer stuff. We've only been on the internet for a very short amount of time. Many, many years need to go by before evolution allows our brains to handle the amount of noise that we have in modern day society. Let's move on. Rusty Signal says, hello. Rusty, what's going on? Look what I got for you, sir. Well, it's gone. Nope, there it is. This, my friends, was very difficult to find. This is a non-HD Skyliner bottom plate. And nobody's cutting these right now. And nobody really has them in stock. This one came direct from Daniel at Xhover, who I had to message like directly. And there's another one coming directly from Drew Ledrib. And yeah, so Rusty's about to have 2 Skyliners back up in the air, because after 3 months I was finally able to get a line on those 2 base plates for him. So yeah, man, next time we fly, you got at least one. Didn't tag me, but I just happened to see it. We Fly FPV, best 3-inch props for ripping hard. Ripping hard, I'm assuming you mean going as fast as possible. GemFan 3052s, no question. They are the prop for going as fast as you can for 3-inch. Nicholas Barclay, wait, no. Yeah, Nicholas Barclay, do you know if the firmware for the integrated receiver in FreeSky XM F3EM flight controller in the Apus MQ60 can be updated? I have no clue. But if, well, I guess I do know. I mean, if it runs Betaflight, it has to have a Betaflight target. So Okay, so here's what you do. I don't know the answer, but it should be. So here's how to figure it out for sure. Take it, plug it in, launch Betaflight, and come for a ride. All right, once you've launched Betaflight, connect and look up in the top right corner here. How can I... There we go. In the top right corner of the current configurators, it's going to tell you the target. The target is all we care about. So in this case, the target is Maytech F411. Write that down. You need to remember that target. If you have an older Betaflight configurator that doesn't give you this info in the top left corner, you need to go to the CLI. You need to type version and hit enter. And it will tell you the target right there. So this is the CLI, typing version and enter into the CLI is a guaranteed way to get your target. Once you know your target, let me scroll back out. Once you know your target, you're going to hit either the update firmware button here, or if you don't have that, you're going to disconnect and come on, turn off your auto connect, and you're going to get to the firmware flasher. In the firmware flasher, you're going to drop this middle one down here. Select your board to see available firmware releases. Select the correct firmware appropriate to your board. So you're going to drop down this big-ass list, and you're going to find your target somewhere on this list. So what was this one? Maytech F411. So let's find it. Maytech F411. You're going to click on that, and then the next one down here, select firmware version for your board. You're going to drop that down, and this is where you're going to see whether or not there are updates available. I can almost guarantee you there are going to be updates. Betaflight, the Betaflight team is unbelievable at keeping as many of these targets updated as possible. So yeah, that's what you need to do. Select the one that you want and load firmware online. Full chip erase, you want that turned on, and flash the firmware. There you go. You're going to lose everything, so you're going to have to reset it from scratch. So if you haven't done this a bunch, take screenshots of all the different tabs so you know how to reset all the things. And there you go. That's how you do it. Good question. Really good question. What do we got next? What's up next? Wilder FPV. I do like the ease of the Fat Shark battery, but I love the longevity of the GNB 3000 mAh battery. And yes, that was the power play. I have thought about doing that GNB 3000 a whole bunch of times, but it's, what is it, like 1S? So at that point, like I gotta every time I want to charge it, I gotta switch the IS. One thing I don't like about that ISDT charger is the wheel. Switching it from 4S to 1S to 2S is kind of a pain in the ass. I don't know. It's this current setup works good enough. At some point, I'm sure I will pick up that 3000 mAh battery. If nothing else, then to be able to actually use the little voltage LED thing on the just a switch. But hey, the other thing that kind of freaks me out about having a lipo in the side of my head is that I don't want it to blow up and burn my head to death. So you know, I got quite a mop up here. I can't be having fire getting anywhere near this. So it'll be it'll look like a goddamn Q-tip on fire. It'll be no good for anybody. William Barlow, what kind of prop is the Dow 5150S? Race freestyle, and is there a better prop I should be using? Let me look that up real quick. I think that might be the Dow has this really interesting 50 or 51 pitch prop. I forget which it is. It might be that one that you're talking about, but I don't actually think it is. Let me see though. Well, that didn't work. 5150, huh? 5150. Let me check something real quick. 5050. I want to find this other Dow prop that's super interesting. I think it's 5051 though. Yeah, it is the 5051. The Dow 5051 is a super interesting prop, but you shouldn't get it because it doesn't really work anywhere. But if you want the most interesting high-pitch prop I think that's ever been produced, the Dow 5051C is the one. It's only 3.3 grams, which for a high-pitch prop is like mind-blowing. No high-pitch props are that lightweight, and that's what makes it so interesting. The problem with it is, in order to make it so light, they had to make the blades really flimsy, and it's a high-pitch prop, so with high pitch, you get a lot of like energy and force exerted on the prop, and then the blades get all floppy and they flatten out and they do all kinds of weird shit. So yeah, it's a very interesting propeller, but like don't get more than 2 sets because you're probably not gonna like them. But that's not the prop that you asked about. You asked about the 5150, and I used to run Dow props, and I was very knowledgeable about them, but I no longer am, and I can't seem to find the damn thing. 5150. Let's just go to their website. Dow prop. Uh-oh, I just heard a Lego collapse. We've had a collapse. Kristen's sad. Tri-blade, 5-inch. Let's see what we got. Okay, 5045, 5040, 45, 45, 5249. That's a great prop. 5044, 5047, 5046. So I don't know what that 5150 is. But I will say this. Typically, a high-pitched prop like that is a race prop. Unless you want to freestyle at the speed of light. Hey, May the 4th. A shitload of pitch like that is gonna give you the flight characteristics of a ton of speed, but not much middle to low throttle sensitivity. So it's gonna be very hard to freestyle in the sense of like getting really close to things and stuff like that. But props are pretty dual purpose, to be really honest for you. If you like the way that 5150S feels for your style of flying, do it. Don't let like the fact that it's more race oriented sway you. I always tell people like buy a bunch of prop. Like when new folks say like, hey, what's the best prop that I should buy? There is none. Every single one of us has a very specific, in my opinion, has a very specific prop that's going to fit their flying style. And the only way to figure that out is to try a bunch of different props. You can kind of, like, if you've got a pro pilot that you want to, like, emulate their style, okay, that's a good argument for just flying whatever prop they fly. But, yeah, I always recommend buying a bunch of different props. They're so cheap, and you're going to break them. So just buy a whole bunch of different kinds. It's so fun to spend, like, $20 and get a big box of all different colors and crazy pitches and shit like that. So do that and profit. Ben Watkins asks, did I get an Insta360? I did not. $200 is a bit much right now. Insta360 Go, I'm assuming that you meant. I'm very interested in it. I love that you can get them from Best Buy with a protection plan. At some point, I will get one for sure, and I'm going to break the fuck out of those things. The protection plan is only $20 every time you need to redo it and bring a broken one in. So, yes! Insta360 Go Death coming soon. I'm also kind of waiting for them to figure out a good mounting solution. I do not like the idea of having the lens. Hopefully I haven't had I think I've had the monitor cam up this entire time. Whatever. Too late now. I don't like the idea of having the camera offset. All of the mounts I've seen so far have the lens over here, and I really don't like that at all, especially because all of the mounting solutions are picking up the one propeller more than the other, and that would just drive me batshit crazy. So, yeah, coming soon for sure. I'm so interested in the Insta360 Go, but I'm just gonna give it a little bit of time. Parts for Bent Toys. BEC is full control on all else. BEC is full control on all else. Can ESC become else? Can spell check think that I guess it could. Does that make sense? BEC is full control on all ESC. No. I tried parts. Break that down. I don't know. I can't. I'm assuming you got auto-corrected. Tag me again and beat autocorrect into submission so that I can figure out what's going on with that wing. Dave's FPV. I also got a rapid fire and it's in the mail, but I was wondering if I could put it on my Dock King. I just don't know how I would get the extra power. I don't know anything about Dock King. Here's what I'll say though, Daves. For me and a lot of other folks, the beauty of the rapid fire is that it can go in the goggles and that it's so good in the goggles. The only advantage of Dock King is that it's stationary. And for folks who move their head around when they're flying a lot, that's a definite advantage, for sure. But not moving your head around while you're flying is a very important skill for you to like learn. I know it sucks and I know it's hard to learn and it's weird and like I used to get dizzy when I would correct myself, but you need to learn it because having the module and your patch up on your goggles that's attached to your head is so important, especially when you're starting to do long range shit, because even if you've got that Dock King, you've got it pointed out this way, if you decide to run the ridge out this way, you're screwed. Whereas having the patch on your head and having taught yourself to keep your head pointing forward and not up and not down allows you to track with your quad, and eventually you'll get good enough where your ears and your neck are sort of connected, and when you hear your rig off to the right, you're just gonna like naturally turn your head really slowly. If you're getting dizzy when you're turning your head, the trick for me is to turn my head really slowly. And that's good too, because you don't want to like whip your head, because that's going to really change the area of coverage of your patch, and you could potentially like lose all the signal and just have the video roll. So I'm going to challenge you to ditch the Dock King and force yourself to learn to keep your head straight ahead, straight looking dead forward. And then once you're good at not moving your head around, then you can start to practice moving your head to pick up signal. This just actually came in handy for me a weekend or two ago when I was diving a building and on 25 milliwatts, and the video went almost completely out, and I turned my head to look up at where the rig was, and the patch picked it up, and it completely came back, and I was able to fly it back in, land it, and crank it up to 200 milliwatts. So I know it's probably not the answer you wanted to hear, but it's an answer, and I think it's an answer that will make you a better pilot and maybe save a rig someday, because you'll have flown to the side and you'll be able to go, oh, and point that patch right at it, get your signal back, get that fucker home with that juice-filled footage. Remy Tim wants to know more information about HD camera stack, dual cam, built-in micro setups. Basically non-GoPro HD cams. Who does a rundown of the various gear, and why isn't it you? It's coming, Daniel. Here's all you need to know. If you have the room for it, run cam hybrid. Done. HD out of that thing looks as close to a GoPro Session 5 as I've ever seen. The copter is keeping an eye on the lava lamp. If you don't, so the reason why I say if you have the room is that the RunCam hybrid camera is 19 millimeters wide, because it has to be. That's what all of the micro cameras are, 19 mil wide. But RunCam went taller so that they could fit a slightly bigger lens in on the HD sensor, and that's probably why the HD looks so goddamn good. The height of this camera is 24 millimeters, and that 24 is like a weird number. It's like just tall enough to be a pain in the ass, but not so tall that it's unusable. So on a alien style vertical standoff build, in order for you to get any amount of up tilt on that 24 millimeter tall Runcam hybrid camera, you have to run 28 millimeter standoffs. And that's kind of a pain in the ass. It's not the end of the world. For me, I think it's well worth it. The other option, if you don't have that kind of stack height or camera clearance height, is the Tarsier V2, which is fan-fucking-tastic. It has Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or something, which is kind of cool. And it's great. Those two are all that I would buy. I will never buy another single lens HD setup where you fly through until they get this field of view issue fixed and the freezing issues fixed and the washed out FPV view issue fixed. So that's kind of it, man. Tarsier V2, Runcam hybrid. That's all you need. No real need to break any of the rest of them down. I do have a Runcam hybrid review coming. I don't know if I'll do a review on the Tarsier. Yeah, I might as well. The problem is I have a Tarsier V1, so nobody's going to want the review of the V1. At some point, I will get a Tarsier V2 in here, and I'll do a review on that. But Runcam hybrid, yo. Runcam hybrid's the answer. It just is. It's made by Runcam, so the FPV is not going to give rapid fire shit. Caddx has a real hard time with that. Every single Caddx camera I fly, and I don't know if I had this issue with the Tarsier. I'll know soon enough though, because I'm fixing that rig. But every other Caddx camera I've had to run, I've had to go to either legacy mode or rapid fire number 2 mode on the rapid fire module, which is a real pain in the ass. So yeah, man, if you've got the height, Runcam hybrid all day, every day. $10 more than the Tarsier, but the HD is better, period. And the FPV view is great. The FPV view, you'll just fly it as if it's your regular 5-inch rig. It's like that good. All right, CiottiFPV made it. Shout out to Little Cage. Hope I didn't miss too much. Just got new batteries in the mail. Plugged one in. And cell 1 is sitting at 30 and the rest are sitting at 60%. Is that normal? No, it's probably dead. But try to recover it. And if not, send it back. And have them send you a new one. Let me guess. It's an HV battery, isn't it? HV batteries have a horrible tendency to just drop a cell at random for no reason whatsoever. I've had it happen to me twice in shipping. So, yeah. Return it. Get a new one. License to Drive runs 18 650s in his power play because he did the 3D printed mod thing. Thingiverse number 4080213, also designed a clip that holds it to a wide goggle strap. Thingiverse 3918015. Good stuff, license. Get it. Meatwad Fairy is back, saying hello. Meatwad Fairy was the best YouTube name in yesterday's stream, but today today he came too late to get the prize. Well, I mean, there is no prize, but me saying his name over and over again, I guess, might be a prize. Boppada, boppada, boppada. What else do we have here? Darwin H. Do you like the Armaton Tadpole? I do not. I'm not a fan of Armaton frames. I think they're too expensive. I think the turnaround time on getting a new frame and the fact that you have to tear the entire rig apart is just not... I would rather have a removable arm frame and just buy a couple extra arms for $4 or $5 or $6 each and just swap arms. I also prefer frames that have the carbon fiber strands running the length of the arm, and Armaton just cannot get that. They just are not doing that, and that is a real deal breaker for me. So yeah, not a fan. Although at the moment the Tadpole is one of the best options for a durable. I believe that's a 2.5-inch prop swinging frame. So I don't like it, but I have this like supply of these CB3 frames, and nobody else does. So yeah, it's one of the better frames available right now. But you didn't ask me that. You asked if I liked it. So that's the answer I gave you. Big Willie says his 2306, 2400 Emax Ecos are butter smooth. Yes, they are. That's what is going on the Glide Hammer 6mm arm build, and I cannot wait to try them. I'm most interested in seeing how they compare to these T-Motor F40 Pro 2s. My hunch is that they're going to have a little bit less power, which we'll see. If they have a lot less power, that's going to be a problem. If they have a little bit less power, we'll see. We'll see how it is. I like the idea of having low-powered rigs because that gives you more throttle resolution and makes it easier to fly really close to the ground or really close to a building or whatever. But there is a point where there is such a thing as too little power, right? Rusty Signal, what do you think about the Newbie Drone smooth motors? I love Newbie Drone. I really do. And so Ryan Harrell and I talked today about motors a bunch, and smooth motors came up, and I had some guesses about them that Ryan kind of substantiated. Our frames, our flight software, our filtering, the PID loop, the RPM filtering, these things have all gotten to a place where neither Ryan or myself thinks that those what the hell's that magnet called? Ring magnet is just not necessary. Those motors are down on power because of this wacky ring magnet technology setup, and it makes a lot of sense for gimbals. They stole that ring magnet design from gimbal brushless motors, and for a gimbal it makes total sense. You don't need any power, and you just need all the smoothness in the world. For us, that's not the case. So what you end up with is a motor that's using an interesting technology that has like all the marketing power in the world, right? Because it's cool and it's unique and it makes sense, right? Why wouldn't I want one big continuous magnet? But in reality, they don't seem to be all that durable. They lack power. And they're heavy, and those are three kind of deal breakers for me. Durability for sure. Horsepower, I could take that or leave it. I forget what the third one was, but the third one's a deal breaker too. Wait, they're too heavy. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's super cool, and if you want to build the ultimate cinematic, smoothest possible rig ever, sure. If you can put up with the extra weight and the lack of power, sure, do it. But it, in my opinion, is not necessary to have motors that are that smooth nowadays, with how good RPM filtering is, with how good all of the flight firmware is. So, I don't know. They're gorgeous, that's for sure. They are beautiful motors, and Newbie Drone makes good stuff, so they're good quality. But gimmicky, maybe, is a word that you can put to them. I hate to say all this because, again, I fucking love Newbie Drone. They make awesome stuff, and I'm glad that they made these motors. It's a super cool experiment. Somebody was going to do it, right? So, nothing against them, and I hate to, like, talk people out of them, but I think they have a very specific use. And I'm gonna stop there before I put my foot any deeper in my mouth. Talking about a company's super cool new motor that has supported me and sent me a couple things here and there for free, and like I said, is an amazing company to work with. Freelojo, skewing the stator changes the magnetic field. It sure does, but Ryan Harrell knows more about motors than I ever will. He is like the guy when it comes to quad motors, and he seems to think it's the answer, so I'm sticking with that. Dave's FPV, what do you think about the... Okay, we talked about that. Rapid fire, I think we might have talked... Yeah, we talked about that there too, David. Alex Navarrete, do you have any tips on setting rates? I feel like 750 degrees across the board is a good place to start. I agree. But having trouble finding a good balance between snappy and smooth between different tracks. So you said between different tracks. That makes me think that you're racing. And then you said it again, per track environment. So for racing, you're going to want high feed forward. Man, I don't know how racers set rates. The way that I set rates for freestyle is that I'll make a change to my rates and I'll fly it for a couple weeks, and then I'll make another change and I'll see how I like it. Making multiple changes the same day never really works for me. I'm never really able to fully adjust to the new rates to be able to say, yes, I fly better with these. So, and I think fly better, I think those are two words that are really important. Putting rates on and then saying, like, I like them. For me, with freestyle, that doesn't mean shit. The footage is what tells the tale. So when I come home and I watch the HD footage back, that's got a lot to do with whether or not I like these rates. Am I over-rotating? Is it too snappy? Is it too slow? Right? So deciding on rates for freestyle, I think, is very different than racing. Shit, I mean, what you could do, I guess, is build the same racetrack, run like 10 or 20 batteries on it with your rates, change the rates, and run 10 or 20 more batteries and see if by the end of that, see how your lap times compare. Actually, you know what? Setting rates for racing is probably a lot easier because you can just go by the lap times. But what you need to realize is it's going to take longer than you think to fully adjust to those rates. So if you can set a track up and leave it for a couple weeks, I think that would be your best bet. Fly as many batteries as you can a day on that same racetrack. Of course, understanding that you're going to get quicker and quicker and quicker as you learn it, but I think you should be able to see a difference in lap times when you change those rates and run the new rates for a couple days. So I think that's going to be your best bet. I have heard a lot of racers dumping their rates down really low, though. So maybe work in the downward direction first, and then you'll probably bottom out at some point and then bump it up a little bit. Good question, though. Interesting. I don't typically think about stuff from a racer's perspective, and when I do, it's always interesting to me. It's 12:04. Let's get through the chat. I guess we're not going to do any work on the skip, but that's okay. And let's get this wrapped up, and I will see you guys again tomorrow morning. So let's hit the rest of this chat hard. I don't want to leave anybody hanging. Alex asked, do you have... Oh, no, we just did that. Remy Tim says, ugh, I haven't seen the new episode of Rick and Morty yet. Kristen and I are, I think, a whole season behind.
We haven't watched any season.
We haven't watched... Oh, God. We haven't watched any of the current season. I got to get on my torrent site and download some of those. Big Willie, gotta run. You're probably not here anymore, but if you rewatch this, thanks for hanging, brother. Oh, Remy Tim with the Facebook group FPV Therapy links. Thank you. FPV Therapy is the best Facebook group in all of Facebook. If you fly FPV and have mental illness issues or know anyone that does, get on over. Remy Tim linked it, but if you just go to Facebook and search FPV Space Therapy, you'll find it. Come on over, learn a thing or two. You probably have mental illness issues and you don't even know about it. If you come over, you can read some of our stories and you might connect some dots and be like, oh shit, I've got that. I want to not feel like shit all the time. let me ask these guys for help, and we will help you, and you will live a better life. So there you go. Rusty Signal. Awesome. Nicholas Barclay with a $3 super chat and a cool looking little yellow dude doing a little thumbs up thing. Thank you for that, Nicholas Barclay. Ooh, Nicholas Barclay's got a cool little logo. I like that little teal cat action. Wilder FPV says it's 2S. Ah, okay. RDQ has one also. Nice. Talking about the goggle batteries from before. William Barlow. Sorry, I had it backwards. 5051. Okay, so which one is the 5051? Dow. I think that was the wacky one, right? Yeah. So we talked about the 5051. Now that I really think about it, I believe the only proper use of this 5051 is going to be on a lower powered motor, like a 2206 maybe, or even like a 2205. If you want a lighter motor but you still want high speed, I think that's the only real use of the 5051, because as soon as you put these 5051s onto a 2306 or a 2207 or a 2208, they are going to spin that fucker so hard that those props flatten out, and they're also going to the props are going to deflect, and they're going to make a goose honking sound, and it's no good. They also blow up in midair. If I had, I didn't have them, no, but they were starting to really deflect, and they're just no good. You can't put a bunch of power through them, but I'd be really interested actually to run them on a nice lightweight 2206 or a lightweight 2205. That could be a really cool combo, because you'd have a really lightweight rig, but you'd have a rig that you can drop the nose and hammer the throttle, and that fucker will go because of the pitch of that prop. I used to have a bunch of those, but you know what? I'm putting 2206s on this on this Runcam hybrid race rig. Somebody remind me about these 5051s. I want to try them on that rig. I want to see if they will not flatten out on that rig. That could be really fun. Somebody remind me about those 5051s, or if you decide you don't want them, William, I'll trade you something for them. Hit me, William. Hit me on Facebook, CiottiFPV. If you don't want those 5051s, or if you just don't feel like going through this pain in the ass procedure of building a rig with weird OG less powerful motors, I'll totally trade you for those, because I'm curious. Alright. Let's see if YouTube wants to do the thing and screw up the chat scrolling again. I'm sure it will. LCV FPV, Brain FPV has a vertical mount for Insta360 Go. I saw that. I'm interested in that. I'm going to break the fuck out of that thing having it on that vertical mount. $20 per break, maybe it'll be worth it. Thanks for reminding me of that, though, LCV. I saw that a while ago, and then I kind of forgot about it. Salmon Fry. I keep saying salmon. What's your mid-long range 5-inch setup? I want a cruiser that I can fly 10 plus minutes. Any suggestions? So my rig has nothing to do with flight time and everything to do with speed. And at the moment, it's in a Dolphin frame, but it's going to get pulled out of this frame at some point here and moved over into a another glide frame with 6-inch arms. So this is it. Currently, I'm playing around with a bunch of different prop options. Like I say every week, the GemFan 5149s are my favorites, but I'm playing around with these, what are these? T-Motor 5149s? No, these are GemFan. Messing around with these GemFan 5149s. I also have these Dow 5249s that are really interesting. Pretty simple setup, regular old stack. The motors are Lumineer Zip 2407s. When you start talking about wanting a shitload of extra speed, you just need to bump up motor size. The 2306 or a 2207, 2208 might be able to get you there, but realistically, if you really want to go fast, 2407 is where I would start, specifically because when you start to put these big pitchy props on, not only are they heavier, which you need that extra stator width to deal with that weight of the prop, but they're a lot more draggy. And again, the dragginess of these props, the extra torque of a 24 width stator really helps with that, or even a 25 width stator. It really makes a big difference. So, yeah, I mean, that's it. Nothing crazy. Crossfire, of course. Pagoda antenna to try to get a little more range. But I only get like 2.5 minutes up in the air with this, which is fine because this is about speed, not flight time. For lots of flight time, you want to start looking at stuff like bi-blades. Those are a lot more efficient than tri-blades. The only problem is they tend to not be as well balanced, so look out for that. Look at like Master Air Screw or APC bi-blades. Those are a little bit more expensive, but they're better balanced. Yeah, it depends on what you want. Here's what you want to do. You want to go to Facebook and find the Facebook group Long Range Hooligans and ask those folks. They are the super duper ninjas at flight time, high speed, long range. This is a fairly specific. I don't have any want or need to fly for 10 minutes. So yeah, that's not a true long range rig. I don't know why I keep calling it that. That's a high speed rig. That's what I need to be calling that. Dave's FPV's got to go. You're welcome for everything, brother. Rob Axelson, how's your mom doing? She's doing great. Monday? Today's Monday. Last Monday, she started her radiation treatments, and she's got 2 months of that, but everything seems good. Lumpectomy seems to have gotten it, and her I forget what the doctors are called, the cancer doctors are called, but they're happy with her progress and everything, so looks good. Staying in touch with her as much as I can, and yeah, thanks for asking, brother. Received a Racer XL from Beta FPV. Oh, okay, great all around, all day, got it. Racer XL, very cool. I don't know what the Racer XL is, but bring it up next time because I do want to look it up, but I'm in full speed mode here. Oh, we're almost caught up. Here we go. Rusty signal. Yes, that's all I needed to hear. Not durable. Thanks, CiottiFPV. You're welcome. Rusty. Meat Quad Fairy. Do you have any experience with 7-inch quads? I do not. I have yet to hear of a motor that can properly control a 7-inch prop in a way that it doesn't bobble all around in the wind. And I just don't... Like... I've flown a mile out before, and I just get bored. I just get like really bored, and I just start flipping and flopping around. And when you do that a mile away, the video goes to hell, and it's just no good. I don't have the patience to run the stair lift up for a mile and then come bombing back. Also, Gab707, who is arguably the best long range pilot there is, flies a 5-inch rig. So do we really need 6 and 7-inch props? I mean, yes, they're more efficient, but going back to the development cycle of 5-inch rigs versus micros, 6 and 7-inch rigs are suffering the same thing with micros, where there just hasn't been enough time spent to develop the perfect combination of prop weight to prop drag to motor size. So you're in this world where you're just kind of throwing darts to try to find a motor that's going to work really well with a big heavy 7-inch prop. And yeah, if I had spots, so here's something. Kristen and I are trying to make it to Portland, Oregon at some point in our lives here, and when we do, I will build a 7-inch rig for sure. Because there will be spots in Portland, Oregon, for sure, that flying 2 miles out and then flying hard on the way back will be beautiful. And, there'll be like geography to support that kind of a rig. There you go. I got there. It took me a minute, but I got there. Alex Navarrete, you're welcome for the tips. Private Island FPV, may the 4th be with you as well. 5th now, it's true. Freelojo Part 107. I do not have mine. I will probably need to get it at some point. When I do, I will hit up Kevin Stinger Swarm and do his Part 107 course that he has on his Patreon. If you're interested in that, go now and get on Stinger Swarm FPV probably's Patreon. There's a chance his Patreon might be not available at some point here. So if you want to do Kevin's Part 107 course, it's not free, but it's really good. Go now before it's potentially gone. I don't know that it'll be gone for a fact, but I was talking to him last weekend, I guess, and he was talking about maybe pulling the Patreon page down, and that's where that Part 107 series lives. So there you go, insider baseball for you. William Barlow, when I bought the rig, it had them on there. It came with an extra set, but both sets have done exactly what you said and exploded in the air. I need some new ones. Don't get any new ones. They will continue to explode in the air. That is a very daring propeller for Dow to make. I kind of can't believe that they made a propeller that's that fragile, that it explodes in the air like that. That's scary, man. A prop going like that when you're a couple 100 feet up is one hell of a slam on the ground, and it can break a lot of shit. Rob Axelson is still trying to keep it in the air. Aren't we all, brother? Dave's FPV, as soon as I got back from the store, you read my leaving comment. I'm back for the show. Well, you came back just in time for me to end it. Rob Axelson says, the Big C sucks. All the best. What Big C? What are you talking about? Oh, Cinco de. Got it. Oh, yeah. Happy Cinco de Mayo, motherfuckers. Metal Dirtskin says, give me a shout. If you make it out here, I'm in Eugene. I know a bunch of you guys are in Oregon. I can't wait to hang out with you. I was supposed to be up there for 420 for a race that I got invited to in a dispensary, and then we all got the fucking virus. Well, we didn't get the virus, but the world got the virus. So that kind of sucked. Chris and I were really looking forward to going to getting up there and seeing some of you guys and seeing the area, because we actually haven't been yet. We've just talked to so many people that live up near Portland that just absolutely love it, and we've done some research and it looks awesome. So yeah. Freelojo says same here. Rob Axelson says, you go to Oregon, send me hops, I'll brew the beer. Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right, last ones. William Barlow, thanks for everything. You're the man. Do your best. Thank you, William Barlow. We're going to wrap this motherfucker up. I'm going to try to remember to end these streams with flight edits. So here you go. Somebody suggested it, and I remember I did it a couple times, and it's just a cool idea. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'm going to end the stream with one of your guys' flight edits. Over on Patreon, there's a post your YouTube channel, and I'll play you on the stream. I've been wanting to do this earlier in the stream, but I keep forgetting. My apologies for that, but I didn't forget right now. So we're going to end this stream with CiottiFPV's channel. Here we go. Grabbing it out of the post. Here's the link to the post on Patreon for you guys. Hopefully Cage is still here. And all right, grabbing the link to his channel, dropping it in. What? Maybe I'm not. Cage, you didn't post a functioning link. Oh no, it's because I have 3 weeks in there. My bad. There we go. That'll work a little bit better. And here we go. Ending the stream on a Cage FPV edit. 20 hours ago, 4-year-old Cage FPV, one quick pack. Here it comes. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning on the Quarren stream.
What drone you got there, mate? Looks like a bit of a lemon.